WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow. You know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you live on location from Darby O'Gills here at 1698 Bristol Pike in Morrisville. Come on out. It is a fantastic location here. They've got now through 4 o'clock this afternoon, 50-cent hot dogs and 50-cent wings. I will admit that I've already partaken in a hot dog here already, and there may be more to come at that price. So get on out here before I eat them all, please. But also joining me here is a litany of representatives from Atlantic Pro Wrestling as they're gearing up for their event 1 week from tonight. Atlantic Pro Wrestling Fall Brawl, which will be on October 15th. The doors open at 6. The action starts at 7. And joining me back on the program among the many dignitaries here would be the general manager of Atlantic Pro Wrestling, Sir Style. There you go. We're dragging the mic off.
How are you? Thanks. It's good to be back. I was just sorry. I was watching the pool game going on in the back.
Oh yeah, we've got a couple of billiard tables here at Darby O'Gills. There's a dartboard here. There's looks like one of the electronic golf games among some of the other things, and a great menu here as well. There's also I'm looking over here at the takeout, thinking, all right, what concoction that I probably shouldn't be imbibing in would I want to potentially take home with me?
So for the record,
Greywolf immediately looks over at me as I say that. He's like, no. Oh, he's looking for the mead. Okay,
they will have some mead. And for the record, I like to call that the gift shop.
The gift shop, yes.
So like you said, we can hear this, and it's you hear the pool going on, but Funky White Boy said it right. It's disrespectful. These two guys are meeting up next week in the ring. We're trying to sit over here do a radio show, and this guy's back here playing a game of pool. He don't even have. It's very disrespectful. Right?
No respect. Little Sinister X over there pretending like we're not having a radio show here. WBCB Pro Wrestling here. Come on, let's get with it. Somebody tell them boys to calm down over there and come on over here and let's do a wrestling show, huh? What's going on?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, they're having a good time. It is here at Darby O'Gills. I mean, that's it's hard not to have a good time here.
But let's be honest, we're on the air. Come on.
But we are. I mean, as long as they keep the language safe for our engineers back in the studio, so that way they don't have to hit the dump button, I think we'll be all right in that regard. I was going to say, along with these specials they have, I mean, they have specials, it looks like pretty much every day of the week here. And, I mean, just looking at the menu, it's kind of hard to make a choice here as far as what the litany of different items here.
Personally, I'm going with the Club Darby. I already have it on the way. And also right now they got 50-cent wings. Right now we got a 12-piece with the sweet and spicy headed.
I'm going to tell you right now, what you're doing, look at the menu. As you take a glance, this is how I've always worked when I look at menus.
Okay.
I take a glance.
Last Warrior Greywolf here.
Yes, this is Greywolf right here. I take a look at one page, and then I take a look at the next page. And then I say, yes, I'll take all of it.
All of it.
That's how we order.
Let's get something here.
That's what we do, program.
We split it with me?
Like a warrior.
We're going to eat it together.
No, we have to get two separate ones.
Two separate ones?
Two separate ones. We've got over the whole thing.
Two separate orders of all the things.
I have to have enough
All of
kitchen
it?
staff. All of it.
All of it. Let's do it. Can we get 2 orders of everything, please? Everything.
Funky White Boy and Greywolf certainly, well, I was going to say, and this is all on Search Styles tab, too. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting it to go.
What's a tab?
Okay. Yeah. You should get it to go, too. Yeah.
Let's get it to go, too.
4 orders, 2 to go. 2 for here. On Sir Styles.
Of everything.
On everything. Everything. And the gift shop, too. They got the gift shop over there.
Yes, the gift shop of, the various adult
Don't
beverages.
forget the soup. Did you see the soup menu? These are the best soups in town.
I know. There's so many different, I mean, they've got chili, they've got their soup of the day, they've got the French onion, the house specialty creamy crab.
I think Dino got the onion over there. Dino, how is it, buddy? How's the soup?
Soup's awesome, baby.
Soup's good? All right. French onion there.
Oh, he got the French onion. Very
Big
good.
D got 3 of everything.
That's how he does.
Most certainly.
No.
Doubling back just a little bit, the Club Darby, as you had mentioned, that's a double-decker turkey club with your choice of white, wheat, or rye bread, and it comes with French fries as well.
For the record, I went with the white. Funky white boy. Get it?
That makes sense, of course. I don't know why anyone would think anything otherwise. I mean, but some of the other, looking at the other items here, there's a steak and pepperoni panini that looks amazing. There's various types of burgers, a Western burger. I'm getting hungry just looking at all of it here.
I hate to interrupt you. Are you going to finish that hot dog? Can I get a bite?
I am, but I can't eat and talk at the same time.
Right.
So
Guys,
first commercial break.
Commercial break here.
No, I was going to say we have a little, probably about another 8 to 10 minutes before our first time out here.
Are you going to eat the rest of that hot dog in one bite?
Contrary to popular belief of my skills at that, no, that would not be the case here.
No, he don't got what
He
it
doesn't
takes.
eat like a warrior.
He doesn't have what it
Doesn't eat
takes.
like a warrior.
No. It's okay, though. We're not eating. No haters.
I was going to say there's a follow-up line I could use to that, but since this is FCC regulated, I'll have to family show.
It's a family show. Just like Atlantic Pro Wrestling, not to mention October 15th. Right? October 15th? Huh?
October 15th, that is a family event.
Family event?
6, bell times at 7.
Bring your grandmothers, bring your grandfathers, bring your children, bring your uncles, bring your aunts.
Aren't the children free?
Children 5 and under are free.
But you can only eat 2.
I can only eat 2.
Only 2, Greywolf.
What sort of event are we holding anyway?
A family
Usually
event.
there's a full limit. All right.
Family
If
event.
it's only 2, I'll only eat 2. Maybe we'll come to Darby O'Gills first, and I'll have the everything, so I won't have
That
to eat
will-
any children.
See, there
Well,
you go.
yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a splendid idea.
That certainly is the plan. The Last Warrior Greywolf will be defending the Indie Roundup Championship against the New Age Dracula Kindred. We had
Balls count anywhere, by the way.
Oh, the stakes have been raised. Well, I mean, a few weeks ago, and you can go to either WBCB1490.com or the Pro Wrestling Weekly YouTube page for the archive from a little over a month ago, about 5 weeks ago, when these two gentlemen were on, and Greywolf discussed at length the history that he has had with Dracula Kindred.
Yeah, there's a lot of history, and there's history between Funky White Boy and Sinister X. These two have fought for championships before, and they've left it all. And as for Greywolf and Kindred, falls count anywhere. These guys, as you said, it's personal, and it's also personal to Greywolf. Greywolf, he hangs his boots just 10 minutes up the road from here, so. We're looking for it. I mean, at least, unlike Kindred, Kindred was invited both here and in studio 3 weeks ago.
He didn't show up.
Sinister X may not have the respect. He may not have the respect to come over here and confront Funky White Boy at this table, but Kindred didn't even have the respect for you to show up at all. So next week, you guys get your chance at these guys.
No, I don't think it's a matter of respect. It's because we do have a really great mutual respect to each other, despite the fact of wanting to rip each other's heads off each other's shoulders. And we do have a very high amount of respect for each other. We just want to kill each other. But I think it's just a matter of personal distaste. Personally, Kindred, I hope you're listening. I can't stand to be within the 10-foot vicinity of you either. That's what this is about. I can't stand the sight of that filthy, stinky, disgusting vampire, and he obviously can't stand the sight of me. So it's really no problem for me that he's not here. In fact, I'm enjoying myself even more because I don't have to wear a chain of garlic around my neck to keep him at bay.
Just the garlic that you might have sprinkled about the various bits of everything you've ordered from the menu here at Darby O'Gills.
There you go. It's going to come out of his pores. It's going to come out of your pores, the garlic, yeah. And you mentioned Sinister X there. And I noticed he's over there playing pool still, pretending like we're not having a show here. But if I'm not mistaken, I think he's getting his butt kicked by Dirty Sanchez.
Well,
Harry
he did.
Sanchez.
I was going to say, he did.
Dirty Harry Sanchez is whipping his butt right now.
Well, yes, he looks like he did scratch into the side pocket as you had as you were providing the billiards play-by-play commentary over here. Were you looking for my job or something?
No. Super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Super excited to be. Yeah. Oh, I mean, Funky White Boy, you and I go back a little bit. As Greywolf as well from events at the MFPW down in Paulsboro. Which,
yeah. Love it down there. Monster Factory is quite the establishment. I'll tell you, if you want to be a pro wrestler, that's the place to start.
It's something that I did roughly, next week it'll be 10 months ago. Where's the time go?
Wow.
And now it does. But now I'm their lead play-by-play commentator. And
congratulations.
The play-by-play voice of the MFPW. They know me down there as Fearon Burgundy.
Oh, nice, Fearon.
As one of the coaches down there, and Fearon always approaches matters such as this with a great deal of humility. I can say Fearon's come quite a good way in the ring also, and I think when it's time to compete, I think you're all going to be very impressed.
All right, doing some training too, huh?
He'll never admit it, to you or to himself, but this is coming from one of the coaches.
Nice.
Great deal of faith in Fearon.
All right.
Yes, that I would say that faith is mutual, but yeah, what can I say? You're right. I have bags of humility.
There you go.
But then so too did Clark Kent, so there is that.
Well, I'll tell you, that is the place to go. They are creating wrestlers there, and not just wrestlers part-time, but career wrestlers, and that's what they do there. So if you're affiliated with the Monster Factory, good on you.
It's certainly been a fun and interesting ride, to say the least, and I mean, if not for a lot of that, I mean, who knows if I would have been here in this particular regard. I mean, the friendships and the family that has grown, not just from there, but in professional wrestling in general. It's a kinship. It's a brotherhood in a sense.
It really is, and from somebody looking from the outside, I see it being even stronger in a place like the Monster Factory, and like Tommy, or like Funky White Boy said, that they teach you how to be a man, to have a career, to be a businessman, not just how to do some wrestling moves. So all the respect in the world. I get out there when
it's about etiquette. It's about social media presence. I mean, that's hugely stressed, to say the least. The social media presence.
You can express what we have to do. If you don't tweet, what happens, Fearon?
Yes, having been, I'm usually one who does either tweet or use Facebook. I'll admit that I'm not an Instagrammer, but I don't know.
You have to get up the times.
Well, I'm used to using my words, and I mean, they say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but if it's not, if it's not being utilized by my vocal cords, it doesn't seem right. I mean, the picture enhances, but
capitalize on your strengths. There you go.
Yeah. For me, my strengths are words.
There
exactly.
I got you. Good stuff.
Although longtime listeners to this program may argue other. No. No. If they didn't like it, I wouldn't have been doing it for the last 7.5 years now, and this having been on for. Actually, this March, it'll be 18 years that the program's been on the air.
Wow, congratulations. And I don't think I've ever heard
this is coming February.
Having a wrestling program run that long.
Isn't this the longest running?
It is the longest running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio, AM/FM radio. It was initially started by Eric the Loose Cannon Gargiulo, who you may remember back in the mid-2000s did commentary for Combat Zone Wrestling, CZW. And I know the listeners are probably like, we've heard this a billion times before. Well, I mean, yeah, they've been along for the ride, but I mean, there are some new people who have come along, so maybe aren't as familiar with the history. And I mean, history is a big thing of what I do. Coming up, leading into the third segment, we'll have a Today in Wrestling History segment, looking back at things that occurred on this particular date, October 8th.
All right, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
As I mentioned to these guys earlier, I met my wife October 8th, 6 years ago. Hey, Jill, I hope you're winning your softball tournament.
Go, Jill.
Oh, there you go.
You wanted me to help you cheat to win.
Cheat to win.
W's a W. Win or you're out of the family.
I didn't think the Vikings had access to cork.
Oh, I had nothing to do with cork and more chasing the other.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yes. Victory by forfeit. Gotcha. Okay. That. Now I'm on board with where you're going with here. As you can see, this is a rather adventurous gathering here at Darby O'Gills, and this is just the beginning as Sinister X makes his way.
Now you got a true champion over here. I'm playing pool over here. You figure you invite me over.
We saw you lost.
Feel a little disrespected. No, I won. If you pay attention, I know you're not going to pay attention. You're so involved in this interview, you think it's all about you, but it is not. Okay. All right. Hey, let me get something straight here. Me and Tommy go way back, and that's great. You know what I mean? But I got nothing against him, except one thing, and he thinks he can get in the ring and beat me. And we'll see. What is it? The 15th? Okay.
1 week from tonight. Yes.
All right. Berks County. All right.
Remember that date.
Yeah, I'm going to remember it. And you are too, because it's probably going to be the last time you're going to see me, because you're going to be out of here. Because I'd really like to make the match a leave town match, but he don't want to agree on it, so it'll just be straight out match.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew right away. It's your first match since your retirement match.
No, I haven't retired.
No, then you should.
No. That must be somebody else. That must be these imposters on YouTube, these little Sinister X wannabes, backyarders, and I'm sure you've seen them. I know there aren't any Funky White Boy wannabes because nobody wants to be Funky White Boy. All right, so, yeah, no, I'm just being honest. I'm over here, I speak the truth. Now, what's your deal? I was here. I've been here for an hour or so.
I didn't want to interrupt your game. I mean, I wanted to let you finish it.
The game, it's just a warm-up for later, but what's your deal? Where are you from?
From right in Langhorne.
WBCB?
Yep, 1490 WBCB.
Okay, great. What's your name?
Fearon Derry. We can do the introductions during a commercial break here, which actually we're coming right up against here.
To the show. I hope you're coming to the show. You bring some friends. You see a heck of a match. You're going to see a heck of a match. You're going to see a heck of a card.
Oh, it certainly is, and we'll go over more of that card on the other side of this first time out.
Great.
So we're going to send things back to Ted Efaw in the studio. We'll try to regain make sure that we have decorum here, as Wade Barrett once said, or on more than a few occasions once said. And we'll come back here to Darby O'Gills. Come on out and enjoy the fun as well here at 1698 Bristol Pike in Morrisville, PA. You can enjoy some of the 50-cent hot dogs now through 4 o'clock, as well as the 50-cent wings, both boned and boneless. So you can go either way with that.
You can eat the whole thing regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't.
Well, some people aren't a fan of the bones. I'm throwing the options out there for the different.
Just for the record, Sinister X is a big fan of the bones. Just big fan.
I thought we were going to break. Now,
that's what I'm trying to promote Darby O'Gills here. I'm trying to promote Darby O'Gills here.
Yeah, I know. And then what did you say about Sinister X?
No, Sinister X, YZ.
Well, I don't do my talk. In the ring, I'll do my talking. Okay. All right.
All right. We're going to reestablish some decorum here.
And Tommy can maybe get something to eat. Put on some size and strength.
Yeah, there are certainly
maybe
a lot
have
of things
a cheeseburger or something. I know he likes the cheeseburgers.
The Club Darby is coming to me here right now, Club Darby.
Yes, we did discuss that earlier. Ted, we'll take things back to you here. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly, live on location from Darby O'Gills, and here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
Playing the new Pennsylvania Lottery instant game is scary fun. Play Pumpkin Patch Scratch with 10 top prizes of $31,000. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. The Pennsylvania Lottery generated more than $1 billion last year for programs that benefit older Pennsylvanians. Visit PALottery.com for more details.
It's the fastest hour on radio. Independence Blue Cross presents Bill Clement's Hockey World. That's me. We're live from Chickies and Pete's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. right here on 1490 WBCB.
And now time for the weather report. Folks, you will love this snowy forecast. Sunny on Monday and Tuesday. But this Wednesday, the forecast calls for a snow day. Yes, a Chickies and Pete's snow day, where you can enjoy all-you-can-eat mouth-watering snow crabs for just $34.95 per person. Like us on Facebook to hear about the next Chickies and Pete's snow day. All-you-can-eat mouth-watering snow crabs for just $34.95 per person. Some restrictions apply. Click chickiesandpete's.com for locations near you.
I've changed since the bad decisions I made, but I still can't get a job.
My kids and I can't get a better apartment because of something I did years ago.
Nearly 1 in 3 adults has a criminal record. And in Pennsylvania, a record, even for minor offenses, can follow a person for life. A new law allows many Pennsylvanians convicted of 2nd and 3rd degree misdemeanors to have their records removed from public view. Get more information at www.pabar.org.
Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Bar Association.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun. It's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you live at Darby O'Gills in Morrisville. 1698 Bristol Pike is the place. Come on out here. It is a fantastic, fine place to be. A fine place to be. The food, the atmosphere, the billiards has already been discussed a little bit here. The varying specials. I'm looking over there at the beer takeout here. I mean, longtime listeners know I'm a fan of the beer. I know that almost as polarizing as John Cena is pumpkin anything this time of year, but I'm really intrigued by the Evil Genius Brewery's, it's called Trick or Treat. It's a chocolate pumpkin porter. I may have to... Oh.
It's not too bad. I've had it. And the other one that's good here that they have in this takeout right here is it's called a gift shop again, is Traveler. That's a good pumpkin beer also.
Yeah, they have a nice, they have an entire window, or door rather, just of various pumpkin and other autumnal beers. Craft beers. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess... I mean, they're not all necessarily seasonal. You're right, but yes, the craft beer. A lot of them are pumpkin oriented for this time of year, and certainly varying amounts of deliciousness. Chocolate pumpkin. Okay, now
Did you say they had chocolate pumpkin spice John Cena? I'm sorry, I missed that. Did you say?
No, I was referring to pumpkin everything being as polarizing as John Cena.
Oh, because
some people love it and some people can't stand it.
No, I'm with you.
I'll admit, I'm more on the former.
Everything pumpkin spice. I figured they would do John Cena and pumpkin spice. I don't know. That's really.
Those who are familiar with me know I love this time of year. I look forward to this time of year.
You're a Greywolf, yes. Loves the autumn.
All the seasons, I love the autumn the best, and. You know, when I hear pumpkin, I'm just ready to consume whatever it is that has pumpkin in it. Sure, pumpkin pie, pumpkin beverage, pumpkin drink, pumpkin hot dogs, pumpkin hamburger, whatever you want. Give me pumpkin, and I love this time of year, and I love the pumpkins. Anything that happens to have pumpkin in it, I'm the biggest fan of it.
Pumpkin cider.
Aren't you? You like Halloween?
I enjoy seeing the children dress up and, have the charade and, go get the candy. I think it's great, anytime the children can participate in something. And they can really get joy, out of it. But this whole time of year, the weather and the, smells and the...
It's my favorite too. Yes, it is.
Can't go wrong. Pumpkin everything.
Yeah, I'm right on board.
Can we get the menu with pumpkin everything?
Yes, that would be a great idea. Yes.
I'm intrigued by the thought of that. Pumpkin mozzarella sticks.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. Have we ever had
hot dogs?
Mozzarella sticks before?
Pumpkin hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
I don't. Okay.
Hamburgers.
I don't try it, but
something tells me. I think this is where that polarization has come in.
Story. I like to be creative in the kitchen. Last week, my wife wanted something special. She admitted this pumpkin thing as much as you guys. I made her pumpkin-flavored flounder.
Pumpkin-flavored flounder.
It came out good.
You could also launch pumpkins via trebuchet. It's quite effective. Much better than a catapult. Go use a trebuchet.
Pumpkin chunking.
Pumpkin chucking, yes. Pumpkin chucking.
Delaware thing, yes, I'm quite familiar with that. I've seen pumpkin chunking, yes.
Just don't get in the way.
For some reason, when I talk, I start to talk like you when you start to talk.
I don't know why. It's sort of one of those things, you go down south and you sort of pick up a bit.
You absorb the localisms.
My accent's not as bad as it used to be, from what I'm told. And it sort of goes in and out depending on who I'm talking with, from what I'm told. But sometimes it gets a lot worse. Sometimes it gets a lot better. I guess you could say better.
It's more pronounced. That might be the word, yes.
And I think it gets more pronounced the more excited I get. It tends to come out of...
Contagious. It's like a yawn.
Is it like a yawn?
It's like a yawn. Yeah, it's very contagious. And I'm like,
Greywolf, I will give you that, is whenever I go to see my relatives up in Canada, next thing you know, I come back home and all of a sudden I sound like I've been up in Ontario for most of my life, eh? It just clicks almost.
You just sort of go right back into old habits.
Absolutely. Next thing you know, I'm looking for a can of pop or... I know. I'm looking for the nearest Tim Hortons to get some Timbits or...
I haven't heard that in a long time.
I know. Now I've lost about 95% of the audience. Tim Hortons is to Canada what Dunkin' Donuts is to the United States. That's... that is the morning place to go. There's almost one on every block, it feels like. That's how popular they are. So there we go. A little cultural education. Something you wouldn't expect from a professional wrestling show. That's why, yeah.
We're
That's
cultured individuals. Yeah, we are cultured individuals. I mean, think of all the people that have been in wrestling throughout the years. Nikolai Volkov, the Iron Sheik, from every, sort of continent.
William Wallace? He was... No, that's a different story.
There might have been a William Wallace in professional wrestling. I don't know. Not my recollections, anyway. Well, we've had Scottish. I mean, Sheamus himself is from the world famous Monster Factory. Mm-hmm. And Sheamus came over here.
From Ireland, yeah.
Ireland. So, you have people from all over the globe, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Japan, very popular. And we have Mr. Sanchez, I shall call him.
Didn't he just beat Sinister X at pool?
I think so.
I think that did Mr. Sanchez just beat Sinister X at pool, and now Sinister X is crying about it?
Crying in the bathroom, and not to mention, it's the ladies' bathroom.
I almost feel like this is the 90s, and I should say not that there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, I'm not here to judge. I just know he's not quite the man he says he is.
Oh, masculinity coming into question, and we'll find out.
He's
if you're going to say that you don't think Sinister X is not quite the man that you think he is, why not just say it loud and proud? I mean, he's in the bathroom crying right now.
We are on the radio, so I'm getting it pretty loud. It's maybe not in this room, but we're broadcasting 100,000, 200,000 people on this station.
Well, I mean, it's broadcasting all over the world at WBC1490.com.
Too loud. Did I say it too loud?
That's okay.
I think I should step aside for this. This really isn't my business right now.
Stir up the pot and leave. No problem. I got it.
Well, they've got pots in the kitchen and need a stunning too, so I'm going to go help them in the kitchen of studying some pots. I'll let you finish what I started.
And ladies and gentlemen, Greywolf, what can I say?
Original. He's a good guy, though. He means well. He's not the brightest fella sometimes with his carrying-ons. But I love him. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
So we back on now?
Yes, we are back on. We have been for the last, I guess, 7 minutes or so. Sinister X.
Okay, great. I'm glad you invited me back over.
Nice to see you can make it.
You know what, dude? You had the mic for long enough. Let somebody else talk, big mouth. All right? Now I'm not kidding. It's a bunch of crap. You're talking stuff about guys across the room. Chachi, you talking about Chachi? You're the little shrimp Chachi. Chachi. I don't even. Yeah, we'll see. We'll leave it for the ring. But don't call me Chachi. I don't even know what the hell that means. What's that? What's that, a saying from where you're from?
I know how old you are.
Yeah.
You remember Happy Days.
Who cares how old I am? Who cares how old I am? More experience. More experience. More time in the weight room. Okay? That's why I look like I do and you look like you do. Okay? You need 10, 20, 12. You probably
this may be about the time where Fonz should hit the jukebox.
Forget that. I get to have my say. He did when I was over there. Why don't you buzz off?
What were you doing over there?
I was eating, pal. Something you should probably do, but put some size on. Now, why don't you walk away from the mic? Hey, Fernando, right?
Fearon.
He's been here the whole time. Can you make him take a break or something? He's hogging the microphone. And I won't talk to you about behind your back about you, okay? I'll talk about the venue, what's going to happen there, guys we got wrestling, important stuff that these people out there want to hear.
You're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I will, after you vacate the area. Go ahead.
Hey, I was welcomed here. I was asked to be here.
I understand, but it's break time, all right? Time out. It's break time, yeah. Take a break, yeah.
You should go back and get
your vocal cords need break,
you should go
all
back
right?
and get
Your vocal cords need a break.
There you go. You can hydrate them with some of the lovely beverages here at Darby O'Gills.
And we can have something, later, you and I ain't talking about stuff, okay?
We'll have to talk about it.
All right, so you don't have to talk about my back. You say it right to me.
No, hey, we're having a show. You shouldn't leave. You should stick around.
Right, well, I am sticking around.
Well, where were you 10 minutes ago?
You should leave.
Oh, that's right.
Would you fall on your head too many times? I told you I was eating. I got to repeat that?
You're here.
I got to repeat it.
Can you stay focused?
Is this the repeat show? You got to repeat it to these guys.
I don't know.
All right, so you hear this? These two guys are going to face off live next week. If I can keep them apart right now, they will be together in the ring live next week, October 15th in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania, at the Eternal Eagles Hall.
He won't be there.
Sinister X versus Funky White Boy. They're heading toward the outside. They might be walking toward the arena right now.
Go ahead, Joni.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, guys, settle down, both of you. Finish it.
We're trying to have happy
days. What are you doing over there with him? What are you doing over there with him?
This is some straight
You're on my side.
I did watch that.
And you hired me.
This is my company. Let me tell you something. See the beast? He's my beast. Mine and You're going to have a problem come to this show, man.
You hired me to be the GM. What are you doing over there with him? I'm the GM. This is my town. This is my town. You guys need to settle down. This is my town. This is my bar. This is my area. You guys need to settle down. And I'll be right there with Funky Whiteboy next week when he hands it to you in the ring. I don't need this here. These are my friends and family in this area. You guys can settle. And you hired me to be the GM. You need to settle down and get back on this side of the.
Hold on now.
Nobody gets a free match. We gotta pay to get this match.
This is quickly turning into the on-air Donnybrook that we saw this past Monday between the. Well, true, and one of the candidates was involved with WWE for quite a while, so it's.
I thought we weren't going to talk about my pack.
Now, say, how many walls have you built? Anyway, Funky White Boy, let me see if I can try to restore a little bit of order here.
Do you have some questions for Funky White Boy or myself?
I was trying to at some point go over the card that was going to be going on next week at the Fraternal Order of Eagles. It's fairly obvious that you two will be facing off against one another
in the main event.
More so than the Indie Roundup Championship match. It's main event quality. It certainly is.
It's a main event. We got a double main event. Yeah, we got a double main event. Greywolf, who you already heard of, is defending his Indie Roundup Heavyweight Championship against Kindred. These two guys, first of all, are warriors. They have a history. And second of all, this Indie Roundup champion is something very rare in our business. It's been defended in many promotions and many states, and now it comes here to Pennsylvania. Also, in a double main event, we've got ECW original Rockin' Rebel with the Rebels Army taking on a man who's putting his own team together, and that's WCW original La Parka. We've got the USW Heavyweight Championship match where the first ever champion will be crowned, and that's Brian Hardy versus Japan's legend, the Tokyo Monster Kahangas, a former world champion in his own right. All these matches are going to be great. So once these guys settle down, if we can get them to not tear this place apart, we might judge tear the place apart next week at the Eagles Hall on October 15th in Fairless Hills.
You heard it here from Sir Style, trying to reestablish some order. It looks like separation has occurred, and for good reason. We'll see if we can kind of calm things down a little bit and talk about some of the various news and other things that have occurred over the course of the week in professional wrestling. Kind of, as I said, reestablish a little bit of decorum here. I know, to the best of our ability. Getting into a few different things here in a positive note. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella announced that they're expecting their first child.
Congratulations.
Brie telling E! Online, "It has always been a dream of mine to become a mother. Now that it is finally real, it fills me up with so much happiness. I can't wait to see my husband, Bryan, be a father to our child. I'm so excited for this new chapter in our lives." Daniel Bryan adding, "The day we found out, I couldn't stop smiling. We're so excited to be parents. Every time I look at Brie's stomach, I'm amazed that there's a little life in there."
You gotta have much respect for them. They've been through a lot.
Yeah, they have been through a lot, without question. So it's nice that they're
little blessing.
finding the little blessing to kind of move on as they both voluntarily, or in Daniel's case, I guess involuntarily, have had to step outside of the squared circle. Although how involuntary, that's another story. I'm sure Daniel's still trying to find a way to get back in, but that's another story for another day.
Yes, he is.
He most certainly is. As Funky White Boy starting the chant and heading over to his Club Darby, the first of everything on the menu, as was noted a little bit earlier.
Is everything all right?
It looks as though order has been restored. Go
to the kitchen for 2 minutes and everything goes astir.
Considering that the pot was first stirred by you, that's...
I did nothing of the sort.
He's right back to his sandwich.
He's right back to his sandwich now.
Well, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? Isn't that the old expression?
Well, I tend to disagree. It's through the third and fourth rib, actually. You know, that's how you get right through the heart. You know, you just got to get one quick thrust with a good weapon in. Right.
Well, that's the direct way.
Well, directly, yes.
Yes.
I guess perhaps indirectly you could,
Sure. Something along those lines. In other news, now this is something that I usually don't like to talk about rumors on here, but I mean, when considering it's a confirmed and credible broadcast journalist in professional wrestling, citing sources, usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Jim Ross announced via his Twitter page that multiple sources have told him that either close to or having been signed for WWE Survivor Series is Brock Lesnar against Bill Goldberg.
interesting.
So that'd be super interesting. Yeah, I mean, obviously it was. I was wondering where they go when they put him on the cover. They talked about him coming back, so that'd be great. I'd love to see it myself. I don't know how you feel. I'd love to see it.
You know, as everyone knows, I'm a big fan of the big power wrestlers. Always have been. You know, it's sort of my style. You know, it's a big power. You know, sort of overwhelm people with power. And hadn't they wrestled before? Wasn't that a WrestleMania?
WrestleMania 20 back in 2000. So, at this point, quick math, 12 and a half years ago.
So, yeah, it should be a good collision of the behemoths. It's always a spectacle to behold, isn't it?
It would be good to see Bill back in the ring, though. It really would.
It is. I mean,
I hope it's true. Like you said, where the smoke.
From what I've
fire,
seen,
I hope there's fire.
From what I've seen, he's in tremendous shape. As we all know, that Brock Lesnar always keeps himself in top condition. Always, big monstrous sort of man. So it should be an interesting contest.
That Minnesota hunting that he does. I mean, as someone who hunts and gathers himself, you would certainly be able to understand and appreciate that.
Indeed.
Yes, Ross tweeting on Tuesday, quote, another source says that Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar is a done deal and that it will likely go down at Survivor Series. If true, bravo, WWE. So looking forward to seeing where things are going on in that regard. Unfortunately, Mother Nature kind of wreaking a little havoc with TNA, as Josh Matthews announcing that TNA had postponed the Impact Wrestling television tapings due to the threat of Hurricane Matthew, as it's been making its way up the East Coast, and I believe at the moment is around the Carolinas. I guess, well, fortunately for us up here, its projected path is to kind of go eastward once it hits the Carolinas and avoid the Mid-Atlantic area where we are here.
From this region so far, we haven't seen really any inclement weather. It's been quite beautiful outside.
No, I believe we're expecting maybe a stray shower or sprinkle tonight into tomorrow, but I think that might be the fringest of the fringe of the hurricane as it's made its way from the Carolinas. We might just catch the very tail end of it, but that's about it. So no increased winds or anything, just a little bit of rain. And
I just hope that everyone down there remains safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
TNA and whoever else is canceling those events, good for them. That's a tough decision. Good for them. You got to keep yourself safe, the fans safe, the workers safe.
Well, they called off Thursday and Friday's taping. They'll have a taping today and tape 2 shows tomorrow. That's the game plan. Since the hurricane has made its way past the Florida area, they should be good in that regard. Looking at I was going to say, the time is just flying by here. I think part of the heated back and forth banter that almost escalated into a Donnybrook here, right here at Darby O'Gills.
And I missed it.
I got to be honest, I'm not quite sure what you understand, because the CEO, Big D, he seemed to be standing there on the other side of the table with Sinister X, and this is the guy that hired me to put on a good product and make sure these fans around here are happy, yet he's standing over there with the guy who's being disruptive, and so I'm a little confused. As soon as this show's over, him and I are going to have a long conversation in that corner right back there.
My guess is he being a bigger guy was trying to keep the bigger guy at bay, but that's just my observation from the outside looking in, calling it down the middle like I do as a broadcast journalist. I'll give you a second to recover there on that one. I know it's.
As a broadcast journalist, we rely on the professionals, and maybe you're right, but I don't know. I saw a look in his face. I feel like I feel like he was willing to be on Sinister X's side had something gone down there, which it almost did, and that concerns me, because we're supposed to be on the side of the people, and people like Sinister X are on the side of destruction and making people unhappy. And so, like I said, me and Big D, we might have difference of opinion. If we don't work it out right here today, we'll work it out next Saturday, October 15th, in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania, at the Fraternal Order of Eagles.
Certainly should be interesting, to say the least. Well, we're just about due for our second time out here. Before I do so, long-time listeners know what time it is. It's time to talk about my initial favorite spot to go to for a beverage or two. It's a good night for a spirit or two at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Finally back on tap. Oh, I've been waiting for this all year. All goblets have spirits. A 10.3% Scotch ale brewed with maple syrup and gala apples. I know, but Sir Silent Greywolf just looked at each other and looked back at me in awe, disbelief, and intrigue.
Quarter after 1.
Oh, well, they open at 2, so you'll have time to get over to there to Bristol from here. But yeah, so get it while you can, but save some for me, will you? We're just 2 weeks away from Hoppy Halloween 3, a beer fest that celebrates the best libations available in Bucks County and the surrounding areas. Only about a quarter of the tickets allotted for the event are still available, and it will sell out. So get yours at hoppyhalloweenbeerfest.com before it's too late. It's 2 weeks from tonight, Saturday, October 2nd, from 5 to 9 p.m. And unlike the past couple of years, more breweries, more music, more vendors, more surprises, and more porta potties. Very important as well. 25 breweries and other libation areas have already been announced. And also, don't forget, coming up tomorrow from noon to 5, Pints for Pups 2, a canine-friendly event where adoptable dogs will be on site, plus a portion of the day's proceeds will benefit the It's a Rough Life Rescue. So just a few of the reasons why it's always, It's a Haroof Life. That might be the autobiography of the Last Warrior Greywolf. It's a Haroof Life, or something to that effect. I may have to write the foreword now that I've given that out there. Just to show, it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Going to take things back to the studio and Ted Efaw and take care of the last little business here. We are live at Darby O'Gills. As you can hear in the background, the place is packed here. There's a lot of entertainment going on. The billiards, the darts, the numerous TVs, all showing the college football, as well as fantastic food and drink as well. Definitely want to come on out here. 1698 Bristol Pike in Morrisville, PA. And we'll take care of that timeout now, and this is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
The brand new Pat Dion Beverages is now open and is your complete beer distributor. At Pat Dion Beverages, you'll find both domestic and imported beer, ice, party snacks, and more. Pat Dion Beverages has a huge walk-in refrigerator, so you can have your beer ice cold. Pat Dion Beverages also has a large selection of the finest cigars. Pennsylvania Lottery is also available. They're open 7 days a week. The brand new Pat Dion Beverages is now open in Dion Square at South Olds Boulevard and South Oxford Valley Roads. Stop in today.
There's a threat targeting America: Lyme disease. Spread by tiny ticks, this dangerous disease can cause life-changing health problems and is now more widespread than West Nile, tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS combined. So it's time for us to target Lyme disease. That means checking for ticks when you've been outside and seeing a doctor if you experience the warning signs, which can include joint pain and flu-like symptoms. Learn how you can target Lyme disease at targetlyme.org. Brought to you by the Stephen and Alexandra Cohen Foundation and this station.
All commentators heard on WBCB expressed their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455. Your health is your most precious asset. Tune in to St. Mary Healthline, presented by Gwynedd Mercy University, every Wednesday at 9 a.m. for advice on how to better manage your health. You will hear about important medical issues from the doctors and professionals across all service lines from St. Mary Medical Center. You will have the opportunity to talk or email your questions each week to the experts who can help you live a healthier lifestyle. St. Mary Healthline, presented by Gwynedd Mercy University, every Wednesday at 9 a.m. It's your health. Expect more.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, October 8. On this date in 2001, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from Indianapolis, Indiana. In the main event, Steve Austin pinned Kurt Angle to win the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2003, the NWA TNA held its weekly pay-per-view number 64. In the main event, AJ Styles pinned Dusty Rhodes to retain the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2006, WWE held its No Mercy pay-per-view. In the main event, King Booker defeated Batista, Bobby Lashley, and Finlay in a fatal four-way match to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2012, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Sacramento, California. In the main event, CM Punk fought Vince McMahon to a no contest. This has been Today in Wrestling History, October 8.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry broadcasting live from Darby O'Gills, 1698 Bristol Pike in Morrisville, PA. Definitely want to come on down here now through 4 o'clock. 50-cent wings and 50-cent hot dogs. Had a chance to have a couple of those hot dogs already. They certainly are delicious and very plump as well. So you certainly can't go wrong with that. I was going to say, the time is just flying by here. Only got a few minutes left here, but some things to get into and talk about here at Darby O'Gills. Some more news and whatnot to get into. Some unfortunate news for the Wyatt family as the curse seems to continue for them. Eric Rowan undergoing surgery to repair a torn rotator cuff on Tuesday. Dr. Jeffrey Dugas scheduled to perform the surgery in Birmingham, Alabama this past Tuesday morning. The typical recovery time for a torn rotator cuff is 4 to 6 months. That could cause Rowan to miss WrestleMania if the recovery time is indeed the full 6 months. And so try to hopefully have the decorum restored here, as it looks as though there's a contract signing about to go down here between Funky White Boy and Sinister X for next week. And I know that usually where contract signings go, usually tables get flipped. And with all this equipment here, I'm hoping that it doesn't occur in this particular case.
Well, as long as Sinister X keeps his temper under control, we'll be fine here.
Okay, I need the contract to sign. This is just an agreement for the...
it's right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while they're working on that, I'll try to hopefully keep a little bit of the
put your real name,
the piece here. As I'm sure you know, it's time to think more than pink since it's October, as WWE and Susan G. Komen continuing their partnership for the 5th consecutive year. Also of note, I know we're just flying through this here because I was going to say, the show just as quickly as it started, it's coming to an end here. It's just flying on by. Two of the most powerful brands in the action figure business, Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and WWE, have joined forces for a one-of-a-kind collaboration, Ninja Superstars. That's right, the co-branded action figures featuring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles suited up as iconic WWE superstars were revealed yesterday during the New York Comic-Con, which I know a lot of people were posting on social media regarding that. Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rise of the Super Shredder panel, which took place at the Hammerstein Ballroom during New York Comic-Con, featured a special appearance by WWE Hall of Famer Sting. That's right, and they unveiled the new figures, which will be exclusively at Walmart in early November, including, interestingly, Leonardo dressed as WWE superstar John Cena, Raphael as Hall of Famer Sting, Donatello as The Undertaker, and Michelangelo as Hall of Famer Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
I can certainly dig that.
I hate to interrupt you. I just want to let everyone know here we're about to do the contract signing for October 15th, Atlantic Pro Wrestling, for one of the biggest matches Sinister X ever taken on in his life. Not to be cocky or anything, but he's biting off a little bit more than he can chew. And if you guys want to see a great show and a great match, I suggest you come out and see us on October 15th. Where's it located out there, Brood?
The Fraternal Order of Eagles. I got it here. 920 Trenton Road in Fairless Hills. For tickets, I believe you can call 215-359-5800. General manager will drop them off. That's I was going to say, that's service with a smile right there, to say the least. How about that?
All right.
Also, I was going to say, not mentioned in the card earlier, but I believe Langhorne's own Corey Castle scheduled on the card.
Finally signed
Castle will take on KO Storm.
Taking on KO Storm.
Okay. Finally signed the contract.
It's going to be a good one for people to grab Corey. He's been in the business 14 years, and it's been 10 years since he's appeared here in his hometown.
Yeah, I mean, I know that a few years ago he had some health issues that forced him to be out of the ring. He's been on the program. He's talked about it at length with us. The brain surgery that he thought would end his career, and now he's back. He's been back for a little while. He's even popped in on occasion down at the MF Pro Academy with us in Paulsboro.
Yeah, and Corey's a real good friend of mine. Funny, I actually first met him on the set of a movie. Him and I have both worked on Gotham together, and so I couldn't be more proud to have him come home here to Fairless Hills to work in front of his friends and family right here in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania.
I gotta say, Corey's a great guy. I've worked him several times, and he is quite the entertainer. So he definitely come out and see him. If you know him, you'll enjoy his match.
He is, and he like me are alums right in the area here of Neshaminy High School. He graduated a couple of years after me because. What can I say? I'm a little long in the tooth. At least as far as the in-ring goes. I'm still giving it a go anyway. What can I say?
We have it here. It's signed.
All right. Signed, sealed, delivered, kind of like the Stevie Wonder song of the same name.
No backing out, no playing pool. You got to get in the ring.
I also want to thank all the people that have been helping us with this. There's been a lot of people involved to get people in the seats for this show. One's Bonnie Klein. Say hi, Bonnie.
Be there.
Be there. Bonnie is not messing around. All right, guys. Hey, well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, Funky White Boy. Good to see you as always.
White Boy, Tommy Walsh on Facebook. Don't play.
And that was Tommy's verbal interview to get a radio job. That's what it sounded like. Look, I'm there to wrestle. This is fine and dandy, talking about it on the radio. You people show up. You're going to see a match. It's going to be a good one for Sinister X. I don't know about Funky White Boy, but I'll be there, and we'll see what happens. All right, show up. You won't be disappointed. October 15th, Fairless Hills, PA. Eagle.
Yeah, the Fraternal Order of Eagles.
Order of Eagles Lodge. Where's that located?
920 Trenton Road in Fairless Hills.
920 Trenton Road. You got
just down the road from Puss in Boots Tavern, which, yeah.
The party will be.
Oh.
That's correct. You can announce that formally right now. The after party will be at Puss in Boots.
Oh. Okay. I'm sure WBCB owner Pat Dion will be happy to hear that, as I know that's one of his entities.
Jeff, manager at owner of Penn Tavern the other day, so.
Oh, all righty. That's I was gonna say it's some good news to note here. I was gonna say we have a couple of minutes left here. I was gonna say as far as I know that No Mercy's tomorrow, and normally this would be about the time where I get the predictions certain to go wrong for the pay-per-view. Since I haven't had the chance to get them from Lucas yet, what I'll do is I'll gather them from him a little bit later, as he's conspicuous by his absence. He's as Sir Style was even wondering, he thinks Lucas is ducking him. It is a matter of, well, you know how it is when you're young and first getting employed, and you kind of get the shifts that you're not necessarily preferring.
Sure, no, you can't fault it from that. When you got to work, you got to work.
And in order to meet his obligations as far as training at the Monster Factory and attending the events that they have, there have to be some give and take. So the Saturdays where there aren't events, he usually ends up having to work, and does so during this time period where he'd be on the radio program.
Well,
so
Lucas, I can certainly respect and admire that. So eventually our paths will cross.
Yeah, it's. I was gonna say he's been around now he's been with the show since August of 2013. So yeah, he's been with the show over 3 years already now, and he's gone from a gangly, high-pitched, I don't know. Tourette-ticking kid to, he's grown out to now an 18-year-old pro wrestling prodigy in the name of Twitch.
I can't imagine going through puberty on the radio.
It's an interesting thing, hearing some of the sounds from him early on, as opposed, and just kind of hearing that development. But it happens with all of us. I'm sure if you listen to some of my original tapes from back in 2008, I sound differently now than I did then.
Certainly, of course.
Yeah, I sound different at age 27 than I do 34. It's the body and mind's maturing process, I suppose. So we do have, I was going to say, we have about 2 minutes left here, just enough time for one of our favorite segments of the show, birthdays. People born on this date, in and in one case out of professional wrestling. It's a little thing I call the Brucey bonus. I've got 5 of them here. On this date in 1936, Rona Burstein was born. The gossip columnist and interviewer from WrestleMania 6, best known as Rona Barrett, turns 80 today.
All right, happy birthday.
On this date in 1955, sticking with the ladies here, Judy Hardy was born. The former 2-time WWF Women's Tag Team Champion, best known as Judy Martin of the Glamour Girls, turns 61 today.
Now you're ringing a bell. Got it.
Yeah, I know. I throw the real name out there, and then, this one you'll probably get as well. Actually, yeah, the first 3 are ladies here. On this date in 1963, Diana Joyce Hart Smith was born. The younger sister of Bret Hart, the youngest daughter of Stu Hart of the Hart clan, and ex-wife of the British Bulldog Davy Boy Smith, turns 53 today.
Very well. Well, happy birthday.
I'm sure you remember her looking very sternly as Bret and Bulldog took each other on in the main event of SummerSlam 92 at Wembley Stadium.
I genuinely remember that well, actually.
Going a little bit more current to people kind of around my age. On this date in 1979, Paul Burchill was born. The British-born former WWE competitor, Burchall, I should say, but known as Paul Burchill, turned 37 today.
Okay, that name honestly doesn't ring a bell, but that could have been when I was living in the islands.
That could be. Yeah, he and they had a thing with he and Katie Lee Burchell. It was like a pirate type thing back in, I want to say, 07, 08, 09, somewhere in that range.
I missed it. I got to be honest, I missed that one.
And this is a name.
Anyway.
This is a name you'll definitely know. From this date in 1980, Michael Gregory Mizanin was born.
Okay.
The former WWE champion, U.S. champion, tag team champion, and current Intercontinental champion, best known as The Miz, turns 36 today, and that is awesome.
Busy day for birthdays.
I know. And finally, the Brucey bonus, something outside of the world of wrestling that I kind of find interesting. On this date in 1943, Cornelius Crane Chase was born. The comedic actor best known from Saturday Night Live, the National Lampoon movies, and the TV sitcom Community known as Chevy Chase turns 73 today.
God, I love that. Man, I love those old vacation movies. I was just watching the newer one that he's not. Well, he made a cameo.
He made a cameo.
Yeah. I love those old movies. I love almost everything that guy was in. Happy birthday.
Yes, letting everybody know still that he's Chevy Chase and you're not.
Correct.
He was so good at that. So I want to thank everybody here at Darby O'Gills. We're off the air here shortly, but the fun is still going on here. Who knows what kind of insanity is going on. Make sure you head next week to Atlantic Pro Wrestling at the Fraternal Order of Eagles, 920 Trenton Road. It's the Atlantic Pro Wrestling Fall Brawl. And again, 215-359-5800 for tickets. And for now, we're going to take it back to the station to Ted Efaw for the Country Roads. And until next week, play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock in All's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB.